Welcome to Learning English with me and my cat. I'm Georgina. This is Renfield, my cat. John is behind the camera.
Hey.
Say hi, Renfield.
Hi, Renfield.
Renfield was just sleeping, so right now he's a little cranky, so I'm going to put him down. By the way, cranky means a little bit angry, like maybe because you're tired or hungry, so you're feeling a little mad or angry. So cranky is a good word to use for that. Renfield is cranky right now. Okay, so today we're going to talk about some kitchen vocabulary, the things that we use in the kitchen, and we're also going to focus a little bit on the grammar make and do. In other words, the difference between make and do, and also the simple present versus the present progressive. Okay, so let's get started with the vocabulary. All right, so there are some noise in the background there.
A sound we never hear here.
Okay, there are some common kitchen tools that we use that you might not be familiar with. You know what a spoon is, and you know what a knife is. Grab a knife so you can see it, the big knife, okay?
I'll be good.
But a lot of things that Americans use day to day in the kitchen, or that you might use in your country, you may not know the names for. And if you are making dinner with your friends, or you have recently moved to the United States and you live here now, you may need to know what the names of these things are. So let me help you with that. This thing is called a spatula, pronounced spatula. Handy for frying, flipping, okay? These are tongs. This big kind of spoon that you might use for soup is called a ladle. This is a whisk, pronounced whisk. This is a grater, and you might use this.
No, it isn't. That's a potato peeler.
John is calling it a peeler. Oh yeah, no, you're right, John. This is a peeler. This is a potato peeler. John is not always right, but this time he is right. This is a peeler, okay, that you would use to peel carrots or potatoes. Just feel like you could use it for grating too.
No.
Okay, John says no, so we'll say no to that. This is a masher. This is what you would use for mashed potatoes. I know that maybe in your country, mashed potatoes is not a very common food, but in the United States it is. Here's a can opener. Obviously not an electric can opener, but for opening cans.
Yeah, that's not a grater either.
Okay, thank you, John. This is a rolling pin. So if you like to bake, you're going to need a rolling pin. And this, yes, this is a grater.
Yay!
So you would use this for grating carrots in particular, or cheese. Okay.
What is grating?
Grating, I don't feel like getting out a potato or a carrot right now. Grating is when you take the vegetable and you rub it along this thing, or you take the cheese, and the result you get are little, fine, thin pieces. Okay, John, do you understand?
Yes.
Good, okay. All right. Hi, Renfield. Renfield has come into the kitchen.
Let's
John,
see.
you want to see Renfield
Oh, there
in
he
the
is.
kitchen right now? Hi, Renfield. He's wondering what I'm doing over here. Stay there and be a good kitty, Renfield. Okay, so let's come back. Let's come back. Oh, hi, Renfield. Let's come back to some of the bigger things we use in the kitchen. All right, this is a tea kettle. Or you can just call it a kettle. Here's the stove. These are called the burners on the stove. So this is an electric stove, but if you had a gas stove, they would also be called burners. These are the knobs on the stove. Okay. We have controls and a handle. This is a toaster oven, so this works both as a toaster and an oven. Also, you are going to see that there's an oven down here beneath the stove. So the top is the stove, and the bottom part that you use for baking is the oven. Okay, this is the sink. This is the faucet. This is the microwave oven. This is the coffee maker. And here is just the toaster. So that's the toaster oven, and this is the toaster.
What's that orange thing?
That's my cookie jar. John hates my cookie jar, but I love it. So let's move on.
Well, let's see a close-up of it. Let's see it. Could you hold it up?
It looks like a small round carrot. I like it. I think it's cute.
Yeah.
Okay. This is a pan. We might also call it a frying pan because it's kind of flat. Right? I have a couple of frying pans up here. But this one we would call a pot. Okay, so this is deeper. You might use it for liquids. So we often refer to pots and pans as things we use in the kitchen. Okay, a couple more things. I think that everybody knows what a bowl is. And this, you might not know the word for this, something used to pour liquid. This is a pitcher, pronounced pitcher. Okay, let's go into the cupboard for just a second. This is a plate. This is a napkin. I've got soup bowls, I've got dessert bowls. This could be called a cup or a mug. If it's a big one, it's a mug. If it's a smaller one, like maybe this size, it's a cup, okay? This is a glass. And in the drawers, then we have a fork. And this is a teaspoon. So this is smaller. We might call the bigger one a tablespoon. And this is basically a butter knife or a table knife. I also have measuring spoons. And the measuring spoons tell you if it's a tablespoon or a teaspoon. So again, if you're baking, these would come in handy. Okay. So let's talk about the grammar a little bit because some of it is useful in the kitchen. So for example, when do I use make and when do I use do? If I'm in the kitchen or if I'm in the house doing my household cleaning and that kind of thing. I use do for the dishes. All right, and notice I'm using the present progressive. I'm doing the dishes. I do the dishes every day. So that would be the simple present. Let's talk about that for just 1 second before I go farther into make or do. So what is the difference between saying I'm doing the dishes and I do the dishes every day? We use the simple present only for things that we do habitually. So every day, usually, sometimes, once a week, once a month. These things are habitual things. We use the present progressive for something I'm doing right now. So John might say to me, Georgina, what are you doing right now? And I would say, I'm doing the dishes, John. Or I might say, I'm making dinner, John. So I would make dinner, I would do the dishes, I would do the laundry, I would do the cleaning, but I would make the bed. Why? I don't know. There's really no particular reason for why we use make and why we use do. But we tend to use do for our household cleaning projects And we also tend to use do as women for beauty, the kinds of things we do to take care of ourselves and make ourselves beautiful. So we might say, I do my hair every day. I do my nails once a week. What's another? I do my makeup. Okay, I do my makeup every morning. John says to me, Georgina, what's taking you so long? And I would say to him, I'm doing my makeup, which would mean that's what I'm doing right now. Okay, the other thing you need to know about make and do.
I would be saying, hurry up.
He would be saying that. The other things you need to know about make or do is that sometimes we use them for particular expressions. For example, make a promise, make a reservation. We would say,
here's something we hope you'll really like.
okay, I got it. Okay. The best way to learn the difference between make and do is to listen to Americans and how they talk, to watch TV programs and movies and listen to the expressions that they use. And after a while, you're going to be able to figure out when we use make and when we use do, because like I said, there really aren't any rules there, and you'll become familiar with those expressions. Okay, so I think we don't need to take more time with the difference between the present progressive and the simple present, because you should know this now. Simple present is for things we do on a regular basis. Present progressive is for something I'm doing right now. John, what are you doing right now?
I'm running the camera. I'm watching Renfield.
Okay.
And Renfield is watching you.
Okay, and what does Renfield do every day? Renfield eats,
sleeps.
Renfield sleeps. Renfield plays sometimes. And what is Renfield doing right now?
Well,
Renfield is
watching Georgina.
He's watching Georgina and he's sitting on the floor. Okay, everybody, that's it for now. See you next time. Now, we're going to show you some of Renfield's tricks.
Daddy-o.